Hello, everybody. I am super excited. This is my, this will be my first official live stream. Hi, hey, everybody. I'm just chatting. I figure I'll do a little random story time, and I'm going to talk about, girl, when I realized my ex-husband was cheating on me. Let's talk about it. Okay. Oh, this was some years ago, and we gonna just call my ex-husband Twin. I'm just gonna call my ex-husband Twin. So at this time, I had been married maybe about 3, 4 years, but I'm gonna be honest, like it was kind of rocky. And I had picked up a midnight. At the time, I was working at Mastinardi Produce, and so I was working midnights. I would get off at 5 in the morning, come in, cook breakfast for everybody because I always sent them out with their little breakfast sandwiches to work in the school or whatever. And this particular morning, I come in from work and I make breakfast, and which this he usually didn't do. He came upstairs quick as hell, and he like, "Oh, you just getting in?" I'm like, "Yeah, I ain't thinking nothing." I go to the back, while breakfast on. I'm freshening up or whatever, cause I had to get my bath water ready or whatever. Cause when everybody leave, I'm gonna take my bath and go to bed. Cause I gotta go to work. I can get up, cook dinner, all that for work. So y'all, I I cook breakfast. I take my nope. I go in the room because I'm getting my clothes out for work the next. So later on that day, plus I had to get my pajama clothes out. Now I heard the back door shut. Not thinking, I'm like probably warming up the car. Now my window was like you could see my window was right off the back of the house where our driveway was. But you can't really see good out that window at night. So you can see, but you can't see like what's going on out there. So I thought, I'm like, okay, I heard the door. So I'm like, okay, maybe you just starting the car. Not thinking. I did hear him come back in the house. So I'm like, everybody good? Like, y'all, you got your lunch? Everybody, excuse me, y'all. Everybody got their lunch and they breakfast sandwich. So everybody like, yeah, yeah. He like, yeah. I'm like, all right, love you. Have a good day. He leaves out. He don't say nothing. He just leaves. Kids, they leave. They get out. Everybody leave out. Something in me like he had somebody in my house. I just felt like that. So when I get out to everybody left, when I get out the tub, I go down in the basement. Oh, y'all, let me rewind, back it up. At this time, I knew for a fact that he was cheating. Okay. It wasn't like I didn't know. I knew. Valentine's Day of that year. So that Valentine's Day was February. I found out the day of Valentine's Day. That's when he finally told me he was honest. Told me he was cheating. Okay, now that was the day after Valentine's Day. So this had to be maybe March, April. Nope. Yeah. About it was about April. No, about May. I'm gonna say May, cause closer to it was close to the kids getting out of school. I remember that much. Cause everything went down around that time. Kids was out of school for the summer. Excuse me, y'all. I did 12-hour shift today. So at this time, I'm not like for sure or whatever. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? So, like I said, he was in the basement because at this time, I knew for sure until I told him until I found out what I was going to do, I wanted him to move out of the room. So he moved in the basement. So I go downstairs and baby, I'm Inspector Gadget. I'm just looking around like, so I go over to the laundry. I'm like, well, I'm down here. I'm gonna go ahead and do laundry. Throw a load in. Wasn't nothing really, but throw the load in that was on the floor. Y'all, right hand up. Y'all, I look down, putting on the started the water. I'm grabbing up because I'm gonna do all his underwear first. So I'm grabbing up the underwear and I look. I said, I know you fucking. I know you telling the story. It was um white stuff in this underwear. If you know, you know. We hadn't done anything in a minute. So I knew it wasn't for me. So now you bold enough to put your drawers down here thinking I'm gonna wash them. So I washed everything but them. Did. That same day I found a scarf in my basement that was not mine. A diamond hoop earring that was not mine. Somebody had this in my house. So I wait. I go on to work. I cook dinner. When they get home, they got dinner and everything. So when I get home from work, I actually left work early the next day. I didn't stay to 5. I want to say, oh, excuse me, y'all. I am so sorry. I am sleepy. I want to say I left. We're going to have to do a part two. I want to say I out, left from work that night about 9, about 10. I got to work at 3. Want to say I left about 10:30, maybe 11 o'clock. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to catch this. If there's somebody in my house, Susie may go catch him today. So I ain't gonna lie. I go home. Now I go home. Oh, it's not no chick in my house, but somebody didn't cook. You got food and they having a little watch. I don't know what they was. The fight. It was a fight, boxing. They watching the fight. And first of all, you didn't tell me nobody was coming over here. That's number one. Number two, who did this spread? Cause I sure didn't. So who did? So when I come in the house, he like, who is that? TG, oh T, which would be his son. I'm like, no, it's me. What are you doing? I go immediately downstairs because what's going on? So I see all his little homies. I kind of gather my face. Hey, speak to everybody. Oh, we just watching the fight. Duh, duh, duh. I go, okay. Can you come here for a minute, twin? He like, yeah. So he goes there. I said, come in the room and ask you a question. He like, what I done did? And I said, I don't know. I said, but I'm going to tell you this. If I catch any female in this house and we not legally divorced, I'm going to go to jail. You're going to go to jail or you're going to go to hell. I mean, it's no way. It's going to go either or. Either or. Like, I'm going to jail. You're going to hell. That's what's going to happen. So funny. Like, I wasn't, at this point in my marriage, I was done. I was mentally, physically, and emotionally tapped out. I felt as if my husband didn't love me anymore, and I was tired of proving myself, and I was tired of fighting for a marriage that wasn't really worth fighting for me. Um, to touch on something which be a whole nother story time. He cheated on me on the night of his bachelor party, which I'm the one who hired all the dancers and gave it through it for him. Had a video I found in his phone. I'll tell you about that on another day. Girl. So I'm like, whatever. He a cheater. I know this, whatever. He like, no, I ain't had nobody in this house, so why would you say something like that? Because I wouldn't do nothing like that. I'm like, yeah, you would. I don't trust you. And yes, you would. And so I'm not gonna lie. That that night, I went on, settled down, and got myself ready for bed to go to work the next day. The next day, I went to his nephew house, and we'll leave it off there and wait for part two. If you really want to hear part two, which is gonna get really deep. This is a story. I'm telling y'all, this story time is something else. I'll be back. Trust me. Like it up. At least give me 150, 200 likes for part two. Trust me. You want to hear about me moving in with the nephew. Me and the nephew ended up dating. It's a lot. Let's go.